Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the channel. It's your boy Melo. Hope everyone's doing well. Today, we're going to be talking about one of my comfort shows, one of my favorite shows, The Parkers. The Parkers spun from 1999 to 2004. It is currently streaming on Netflix, so feel free to check it out after this video. I like to start with constructive feedback, so constructive criticism. I just feel like, the first thing is the main character, Kim, played by Countess. If dumb as a doornail was a person, she was Kim Parker. I think that, anyone who has watched the show, we can all agree that at just times, Kim and her, just lack of knowledge sometimes was just insane and drove me up the wall. And sometimes I really just caught myself standing there like, she can't be this dumb, like, she just can't be. So that was something that constantly sort of came up, and I guess it is a running gag of the show, just how unintelligent Kim Parker was sometimes. But it was funny, but we could have done without just a little less of it. I think the second thing that really bothered me throughout the show just was how many men Kim dated. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm okay if, anyone is out here seeing and dating, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. But, after like 10 and so much more, it starts to become unbelievable after a point. And I just really couldn't see I just wasn't relatable, wasn't believable. And it was like, okay, let's come together and let's really just make something that is more so believable, I guess. I think the last thing that I've really heard across the board with a lot of avid, the Parkers fans, and, kind of our Achilles heel with the show would be just how much Nikki chased the professor. Like, it was no need for this woman to sit up and chase this man as much as she had to, as much as they portrayed her chasing him. And what made it even more frustrating was that he never gave her time of day. Only until season 5, out of 5 seasons, did this man give her any ounce of time of day, and that was only because she was about to get married to another man, which was also frustrating because I feel like she should have married the man that proposed to her. He was interested in her, one, so he obviously liked her. And, he actually did the things a man was supposed to do when they like a woman. They show interest, they take them out. They wine and dine them. They propose to them. There was a point that I swore they were going to get married. And then, of course, in classic cliche TV, I guess, here comes the professor, confesses his love. Nikki loses all common sense, and of course, we're getting used to this. So of course she goes with him, and I didn't like it. I didn't think that it was funny. I didn't think it was cute. She definitely should have stayed with the man that proposed to her. Now, on to some things that I actually thoroughly and fully enjoyed throughout the show. And the first thing on the top of my list has to absolutely be the mother and daughter relationship between Nikki and Kim Parker. It was just so refreshing to see this mother-daughter dynamic that I've never seen before, because Nikki, who's played by Monique, she's the mother. She's older, she's going back to college with her daughter, Kim, who was played by Countess. And so that itself is unique. Now the daughter's an adult, so the mom's having to navigate and work around that and learn how to treat her young daughter as an adult and all of that. And they're just, as much as Nikki loved and chased the professor, there was never a doubt in my mind that she loved Kim 10 times more. That was just a really good thing to constantly feel and to constantly know, like, oh wow, she is crazy for the Professor Ogilvy, right? I know, Professor Ogilvy. But she loves her daughter even more. That was the constant message, at least I received and I picked up throughout the series and the 5 seasons that I've watched. The second thing that I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed throughout the whole entire series was the looks of the show, okay? The looks, Lewks. Now, the looks in this show, they obviously knew how to dress bigger black women. It was so great and refreshing to see. Because when I tell you, Nikki and Kim Parker, they stepped onto Santa Monica Community College in the freshest of clothes. Okay, like they always had the fits together. And can we talk about the hair? Nikki, played by Monique, her hair, it was just always phenomenal. Like, in the early 90s, in the late 90s, early 2000s, phony ponies were like a trend for women to wear hairstyles. And, sometimes like on the show, I would have to squint to see if it was Monique's hair or, or whatever. Let me tell y'all, okay? Now that pony may have been phony, but that thing was sitting on the top of her head and looked phenomenal. The looks on the show, the aesthetic, the style, the just everything, they took great care of these black women. And that's refreshing to see, because you have a lot of shows that they don't know how to style. They don't know how to style the black women, especially, unfortunately, the bigger they go up in size, it tends to that was a tongue twister. It tends to seem like they don't know how to dress bigger women, and I'm over it. So the Parkers was a show that really paved the way for a lot of these skinny hoes to walk, honestly. Another thing that I thoroughly enjoyed throughout the show was that Kim was part of a band called Freestyle Unity with her friends Stevie and T. And for a group that wasn't even official, like, they made some bangers, okay? When I tell you, whenever Freestyle Unity got up on stage to perform, they was going to show up and show out, no ifs, ands, or buts. And it was just so amazing to see, T doing all his rapping, Stevie, being the only white girl sometimes in any scene. She was out there showing up, representing, holding it down. Of course, Countess is going to do the thing. She's going to provide vocals. She's going to give looks. She's going to give performance. Like, Freestyle Unity, in my head, is a legit group, and they have a stand. Like, this is a Freestyle Unity stand account. Another thing that I thoroughly enjoyed of that the show did was their frequent use of guest celebrities. One that really surprised me, and I think that it surprised me so much, is because I found out about this person during Now's time. So, think like 2015s and on, is Kenya Moore. And if most of you are like me, I'm assuming I found out about Kenya Moore through Real Housewives of Atlanta. And on the show, she would often say, oh, I'm an actress and I've done this and I've done that. And the only thing I ever knew her to do remotely close to acting was to be like a video vixen in one of Jay-Z's videos. So when I saw Kenya pop up on the screen on the Parkers, I was literally just floored, captivated. Let me tell you, Kenya is playing herself, so she's guest starring, as herself on this show. But Kenya is not playing herself. The acting was that phenomenal. And because I've seen Kenya, on Real Housewives and do that, and that's Kenya playing herself. Real Housewives is Kenya playing herself. Kenya Moore acting on the Parkers, that was phenomenal, stellar Kenya Moore acting. Okay, it was a really great thing to see her in that, and to kind of have that splash of like 90s nostalgia. Even though I was born in the 90s, I was born in 96, so 4 years old. Of course, I didn't really get to live in the 90s era and soak up all the trends and all of the 90s things. So it was a really good blast from the past for me, and it was great to see Kenya Moore's acting chops. And The last thing that I wanted to talk about that I thoroughly enjoyed from the Parkers was just how authentic and black the show was. From all of the jokes to all of the messages, they were just so deep rooted and just being black, you know, making light of situations. Like Nikki oftentimes would turn the professor turning her down into just jokes. Some of the jokes that were the most funniest, you know, when he hung up on her, oh girl, he had to go. Or, you know, when he dropped the dog off and sped off and left rubber in the driveway. Oh girl, he was just in a hurry. You know, just little things like that. She would always make joke and make light of her situation that I just thoroughly enjoyed. Like I said, I just felt like the show was really authentic and true and just so funny to its audience, to its core members. I'm definitely a part of the newer generation who has started watching this show since it started streaming on Netflix. Like I said, it it ran from 1999 until 2004. So of course, I was a little bit younger for that. It's now one of my comfort shows. I have watched all 5 seasons at least a good 6 or 7 times. It's it's a really phenomenal show. Like I said, it's streaming now on Netflix. I want to say go watch it, but a part of me doesn't, because I also do know that Monique is currently, in a really nasty spot with Netflix, and I do support Monique because I love her. She also stars in my favorite movie, Precious, which I would love to do a video on. So please let me know if you guys are interested in anything like that. Watch it because you guys will be supporting, Monique. But then again, don't watch it because she's currently in a really nasty, thing with Netflix. And I also really want to respect her. And I haven't seen her advertise it. I went to her page, her Instagram, and I didn't see her promote it once. So you guys be the judge. Well, anywho, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you thought that it was interesting, if you learned something new, or if you just want to support it, please give me a thumbs down if you thought that the video could use work. If you, didn't like it, if you think that it needs work, that's okay too, because there's always room for improvement over here. But whether you gave me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, please don't forget to comment so that I could reply, so I can join in on the discussion with you guys. And also, please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future content, so you don't miss any content, and that you're the first to be in the loop. All right, y'all. Peace.